So you know how everybody on sneaker YouTube is always telling you to buy now, these are limited, prices are gonna skyrocket to the moon? Well, quick spoiler alert, we ain't doing none of that over here. But what we're actually taking a look at is some sneakers which, if you were patient enough and let's say you didn't buy now, you're actually able to snag these joints on sale. So we're taking a look at Shoe Palace, which they got a whole bunch of different selections available, such as these Adidas slides right here, which originally were 60 bucks. You guys can now get them for just $29.98. But we're actually gonna be focusing on Nike and Jordan brand products today. And just a little warning for Shoe Palace, they do charge a flat rate of about 20 bucks or so. So you're definitely gonna wanna factor that into the prices, and as well as if you do buy multiple items, it is just that $20 flat rate. So depending on how you look at it, you know what I'm saying, it is actually a pretty decent deal. So let's go ahead and jump right into it, y'all. We're gonna start off with a pair of sneakers which originally released back in '89, something like that. The Air Tech Challenge 2. This is a sneaker signature model of Andre Agassi, that red lava colorway. But what we're looking at right here, these are the Racer Pink sneakers, which this actually does happen to be an original release. But back in '89 when these originally dropped, this particular pair did happen to be a woman's exclusive drop. So it was really cool for Nike to kind of bring these back, you know, as a men's pair this time, this go around. So originally dropped for 150 bucks. Shoe Palace has these on sale now for just $89.98. This is definitely a dope silhouette, a design by the legendary Tinker Hatfield. Really cool sneaker to add to the collection. If you were not trying to pay full price, these might look a lot more appealing coming in at just 90 bucks. So let's go ahead and keep things moving. We got another pair of Nikes before we jump into the Jordan brand releases. Here we got the DT Max 96. Now this specific colorway is very special because when Deion Sanders first entered the league, I think it was like 88, 89 or something like that, he was actually drafted by the Atlanta Falcons, to which he played a few seasons over there. So this special colorway of the classic DT Max 96, of course, is dedicated to Deion Sanders' first team, the Atlanta Falcons, as you guys can see by the colorway. Definitely a clean take. When we saw the DT Max debut or come back for the first time in a while earlier this year, that first colorway went crazy. It was a lot more limited. We did see them drop some other colorways, such as this Falcons pair, which to me, definitely a clean, nice, welcome addition to anybody's sneaker rotation. Originally retailed at $170, you guys can now get these for just under 110 bucks, which I would say is a pretty decent deal for these pairs right here. Now, a lot of people would say that, like, if you hit StockX or something like that, these shoes are gonna be cheaper or just around the same price. But remember, you're actually getting these from an official retailer with Shoe Palace. So you don't have to worry about any of the shenanigans, any of the additional fees, the chances that you could get caught up with some fakes, which I'm not gonna be the ones that's saying StockX got nothing but fakes, but there's definitely been some incidents where, you know, people did get caught up with some fakes. So why run the risk when you can grab these from an official retailer such as Shoe Palace? So next up, we got an underrated gem, the Jordan 1 High Rare Air Royal Blue. So you guys know what it is when it comes to the Jordan 1. Maybe a little bit overdone, maybe a little bit too much. Colorways are dropped throughout the years, but as far as this take on the Rare Air series, I feel like this is one of the more underrated gems. You guys see the details right here. You got the Rare Air branding. You got the exposed stitching, a really cool shoe, vintage age look on it, and of course that black swoosh can be revealing a red swoosh right here. So originally came in at 180 bucks. Bruh, these are a no-brainer at less than 100 bucks. Like, come on. And they got a decent full size run available, man. Solid shoe, and people even love the box as well too. So really cool shoe. Now, if you're not into the Jordan 1 highs, they got the lows covered for you guys. Here we got the Game Royal. So that was an underrated gem. Originally came in at 140 bucks, just under 90 bucks. Like, come on now. Dope sneaker. This is one that was like a cult classic, which originally dropped back in, like, I think 2018, somewhere around that time. Fan favorite. Jordan brand brought them back in low top form, along with the Obsidians as well, which has the same similar story. So originally came in at 140 bucks, less than 100 bucks. Can you beat it? And they have a decent little size run of these available as well. And just so you guys know, even the pairs that aren't on sale, such as, like, let's say them Pure Money 3s, you got the Grape 5s. Shoe Palace actually has a decent selection of a lot of these Jordans still just sitting on their website. I think what turns off some people is the $20 shipping, but like, as I mentioned, if you're buying multiple items, it's just gonna be a flat rate and could actually work in your favor to be a pretty decent deal. Now, next up, while I wouldn't say this sneaker right here is a must cop or anything, you got the Jordan 3 Green Glow, which to me is a play off the Black Cement 3s. We did see this sneaker drop in 2024, which is kind of crazy. Same year that we saw the Black Cements drop. So for a lot of people, this would have been an easy pass, especially with the Green Glow name. Like, people were hoping that maybe these were glow in the dark or something, but to my knowledge, I don't think they actually glow. Originally retailed at 140. This is one which I would say isn't like a must cop or anything, but if you're a collector, if you like to rack up on all the different variations of Jordans, I would say it's a great buy at 140 bucks. And that green is almost like a Tiffany shade of green. No Nike Air on the back. It looks like these dudes just feature the Jumpman. And some pretty decent sizes. Men's 8.5 through 11, 140 bucks. Not too bad. Now, these next pairs, which we're gonna get into, are more recent releases. And as far as Shoe Palace, they're actually showing these at full price. But once you add them to the cart, is where you guys can go ahead and see the sale. So stay tuned to the end, because we got a deal so good that it might be something you may not want to pass up on right here. So here we got the Jordan 12. These are the Mellows. This one was interesting because I've said it time and time again, I never thought this would be a re-release, but a cool one, man. I wouldn't say this is really a must cop, but if you're into Jordan 12s, it's a dope pickup. If you're nostalgic, if you remember when these came out originally, it might be something you want to grab. Or if, let's say, you're a Carmelo Anthony fan, you know, not Mellow Ball, we're talking about the OG Mellow right here, this would be a solid pickup. So these originally retailed at 205 bucks. Stay tuned to see what that final price is in cart. And as you guys see, pretty decent selection of sizes, pretty much everything available as we speak. So next up here, we got the yin to the yang for those rare Air Jordan 1s. This is the Cinnabar colorway. This is that woman's exclusive pair, which, believe it or not, from what I've heard, I've never actually seen these in person, but a lot of people say that this is actually better quality than the men's pair. You got that two-tone laces going on right here. An interesting take on the Jordan 1 high. Very unique, I would say. Rare Air branding included here. A furry suede or a furry type of hairy suede, I guess, type of Nike swoosh on here. These are cool, man. Just be aware that these only do go up to a men's size 10.5, as these were originally a woman's exclusive drop, but definitely one of the more under the radar pairs this year. So stay tuned to see what that price is for these right here. Now, next up, of course, we got the Black Toe Jordan 1 high. Of course, this was the reimagining of this Jordan brand classic. A really cool backstory on this shoe, but as far as replacing the Wings logo with that Air Jordan font, it just seems like the people weren't really rocking with them like that. Or it could have just be the case that Jordan 1s aren't as popular as they once were. Apparently, this sneaker was like massively produced so much that these joints sat everywhere. There was a little confusion with the early release. Nike kind of pushed these back, which I guess worked in the favor of collectors, because this shoe originally dropped for 180 bucks, but as far as the sale prices these are going for, it may be too good to pass up. So let's go ahead and keep things moving. We also have another reimagined pair, the UNC Jordan 1 highs. Now this one, these go crazy, man. 2015 was the last time we saw the UNCs drop, but as far as this reimagined touch, they went ahead and went with the pre-aged vintage look, a style which it seems like a lot of sneakerheads are getting a little burnt out on. Personally, I feel like the vintage look is a nice contrast on that bright university blue color. I think these look really dope in person, but as I can understand, you know, they're not for everybody, and it seems like people are getting tired of that pre-aged look. So Nike Jordan brand, y'all gotta chill out on that, man. Every single shoe doesn't need that pre-aged look, but I thought these were dope. Something different to the table. Originally retailed at 185, and then we'll go ahead and see what that final price is. Now this last pair, to me, I feel like is the dopest out of everything that we've seen so far here. We got the Jordan 3 Rare Airs. Now when it comes to this sneaker, maybe it was unnecessary for Jordan brand to drop these just a few months after we saw the iconic classic Black Cements release late 2024, but to me, I feel like the Rare Air series is bringing something cool to the table. I'm glad that Jordan brand brought out that series out the vault. And when you talk about these Rare Air 3s, you could already see right off the rip it's a play off the Black Cements, but of course it doesn't feature the cement print, but rather a mixed match Nike Air on the back. So I think these are cool. I think they're bringing enough to the table to really separate themselves from the black cement 3s. If you already grabbed those, I mean, it may not be a must cop, but I feel like the little pop of blue in there definitely does enough to kind of separate itself. I seen somebody rocking these over the weekend, and in person, I felt like they look really dope, man. So the original price of $210 may be a little steep for some people, maybe weren't a must cop for you, but as far as with the sale price, let's go ahead and see. For 150 bucks, like, come on, bro. Like, it's a no-brainer. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and check out the sale prices for some of these other shoes right here. So when you talk about the reimagined UNC ones on sale, 125 bucks, bro. Like, come on, man. That's a crazy steal right there. The Mellow 12s, 155 bucks. You got the reimagined black toe ones for 130 bucks. And then you gotta love this one right here, the Rare Airs for just $99. Like, come on, y'all. That's a crazy steal. Plus that women's pair. Let me see, I forgot how much them joints were going for. Let's go ahead and add them joints to the cart. Bro, 95 bucks for these right here. Come on, man, that's a crazy steal. And the shoes that I'm showing you, like, this is not just like a one-off size here and there. For all of these sneakers showcased in today's video, you pretty much got just about a full size run. And if not a full size run, a decent selection, bigger sizes that pretty much everybody can enjoy. So Shoe Palace got some crazy deals happening right now. Some you may not want to pass up on. For me, my favorite out of everything shown today would be these Rare Air 3s. And then coming in at second place, I'm gonna go with this right here, the Air Tech Challenge 2, just because this is a silhouette which I've never owned. It's a classic, a design of Tinker Hatfield, and I just think it's a great silhouette overall, a little more underrated, you know, out of the bunch. You know, it kind of stands out amongst all of the Jordans. So as far as Shoe Palace, remember, this is not all the products. They got some recent releases. Not everything is on sale, but it is cool to see that you got a lot of pairs sitting, and it's not just Nike and Jordan brand, all of your favorite brands, Adidas, New Balance, they even got some Hoka joints in there as well. So pretty decent stuff, man. I would definitely recommend for y'all to check it out. Crocs, Reebok, Puma, you name it. So let me know, guys, man, is there anything that I'm missing here today as far as Shoe Palace? And let me know if you guys are rocking with any of this stuff, if you bought any of this stuff, or if you've been holding out for a decent little sale. This is the case where it pays off to be a cheapskate. So I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Just wanted to showcase some of these sales, which have been available for about a week or so, or a decent little amount of time, but I felt like it was definitely time to showcase it, put it on a wider scale. So let me know if y'all are interested in picking up anything, and if you enjoyed today's video, go ahead and smash that like button. So JA, stay safe, stay blessed. I'll catch you guys later for the latest updates. Love, I'm out.